What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. LWD here with some more information on Forza Horizon 4. Now, this information, some you might already know and some you might not know. I gained all of this from a developer interview that was streamed very recently, and I just thought I'd write down a couple of notes to share. Things I just thought were of importance to Forza Horizon 4, things we're expecting, things that we are yet to know about. So yeah, first of all, let's discuss the map. I think that's one of the main things that people were interested in. Was it going to be bigger than Forza Horizon 4? Was it going to be any smaller? And the answer to that is it's going to be about the size of the Australia map from Forza Horizon 3, which I guess isn't too bad. The map wasn't too bad. My problem with that was just the fact that it was too off-roady. So if there's more road, tarmac, in that space, then I don't have a problem with it. But alongside that, actually, due to the seasons, we're basically going to have 4 different versions of that map, and it's not just spring, sun, and then snow, and then rain, or whatever. The map itself will be different. So, for example, there is a massive lake that I'm sure you've seen in the game and visible from the demo gameplay actually that was first released. So that lake, of course, in spring and summer, it's it's water. You can't drive in it. It's too deep. You won't be able to drive through it. However, in the winter time, it becomes drivable as it becomes one big patch of ice, and you can also do different type of events. In those sorts of areas where there are seasonal changes to the environment. And alongside that, there are certain barn finds that can only be found in certain seasons. And as you know, seasons change with the real-time week. So every real-time week, there's a new season. So if there's a barn find that you really need to get, make sure you snatch it up, during the season that it's out. Otherwise, you have to wait a good, potentially 3 weeks, which is almost a month. So do keep that in mind. There are certain barn finds that can only be found in certain seasons. Now I'll talk about the Forza-thon. Of course, we had Forza-thon in Forza Horizon 3, which was just these events every week where you could win credits, you could win cars, and some of the cars that you could win were actually limited to Forza-thon events. And so some of those cars actually only came out once ever, and only during those Forza-thon events. And this time there's a new thing called Forza-thon Live, which you can complete with 12 other people. So I'm assuming, I don't know too much about this, but I'm going to assume it's a bigger version of Forza-thon, because the current Forza-thon events for Forza Horizon 3, there are plentiful, but in terms of difficulty, they're not too difficult. Very few of them actually required some level of skill. So I'm very interested to see what Forza-thon Live actually brings, especially do you need many people to complete it, or can you complete it on your once? Does it just speed up the process? I'm intrigued to see what comes with that. Also, actually, let me revert back to the map, and back to the seasons. So of course I did say that the environment changes. Lakes freeze, certain patches of water might be deeper in the summer than they are in the spring. That's also a thing. But also, the general environment might look different. So you might be driving down a road or off-roading in a certain area in winter. Now, the next time winter comes around, that area might look a little different. Not due to any assets being changed or anything, but just the way, for example, the snow may have settled, or a patch of ice. So it's not going to be the exact same winter every single time, or the exact same spring, summer, or autumn every single time. The environment will actually be different even in those same months. same season, sorry. Now, pre-order info. So previously we had the option to pre-order Forza Horizon 3 in the standard edition, and then there was the deluxe edition, and there was the ultimate edition. That's a similar thing here. So the standard edition, if you pre-order, it comes with the Formula Drift car pack and nothing else as far as I know. The deluxe edition comes with the car pass, which means that you get access to the future car DLC packs that get released, including the Formula Drift pack. And the ultimate edition packs those two things, including VIP membership, which can be used in game to purchase things like certain things for your character, certain clothing for example, or even in the wheel spin you get almost like a better version of the wheel spin than the regular game. And in addition to that, there's a day one car pack that comes with the deluxe, the ultimate edition, which is yet to be announced, so we don't know anything about this day one car pack. They are going to announce more information as time goes, including the Formula Drift pack. This is different from the Formula Drift pack. This day one car pack is completely different, and they plan to bring 2 map expansions, which also will be available with the ultimate edition. And of course, let's not forget early access, which allows you to play the game from September the 28th. Now, Forza Horizon 3 and Forza Horizon 2, I'm not too sure about Forza Horizon 1. I didn't have a big following of that, but the last two had a Forza Fun kind of event thing, right? So Forza Horizon 2, we took part in it, we competed in it. Forza Horizon 3, we became the boss of Forza Fun. And Forza Horizon 4, as far as I know, we will again continue to own it, but also we'll be able to buy property, and the property will be at these Forza Fun events. As far as I know, you can purchase multiple property at once. You don't need to, you're not restricted to one at a time, and you can change and edit the interior up to a certain degree, I imagine. I don't think it'll be too detailed, so let's not get our hopes up, but that is a possibility. And also, the currency now is almost influence. That's how you level up. So before we had our fans in Forza Horizon 3, that was what level, that was kind of our XP. And now we have something called influence. You know, as you're kind of meant to be an influential person here in Forza Horizon 4, and that's how you level up. So you can earn influence from, and money as well. You can earn credits from doing jobs. You can actually have jobs now, such as delivering cars. So those will give you money, and that money you can use to buy cars or edit your property or buy property. And you can also earn influence from streaming the game, so which is actually quite a cool. That makes kind of the real life with the game, which I kind of like. The wheel spin itself will also include clothing for your character. Of course, now from Forza Motorsport 7, there's now a deeper kind of layer to customizing your avatar that wasn't there previously. And so, along with cars and credits, you can now unlock clothing from the wheel spin. Now, for Xbox on the PC, I'm sure it will follow the route that Forza Horizon 3 took. So it's possible to have 4K at 60 frames per second. On Xbox One X, there is a performance mode and a quality mode. So performance mode will allow the user, and this is on the Xbox One X, it will allow the user to play Forza Horizon 4 at 60 frames per second, but at a lower resolution, or at a higher resolution, and I'm assuming at 30 frames per second. So it's up to the user if they're willing to make that sacrifice of quality, that slight sacrifice, in order to gain frames. Now, in terms of car customization, we do have new body kits in addition to the ones that were already in game from Forza Horizon 3, and we also have We have hot road, we have the hot road kind of customization, we have off-road, and we also have drift suspension, and more information will be announced on that. So these are things that we didn't see previously on Forza Horizon titles, and there's also more to be announced. A lot of information that I've gathered so far from watching these streams is that developers have so much more to tell us. The car list, they're refusing to give any info on what cars will be released until they announce it themselves. I mean, we already have a fair idea from gameplay we've seen. We've seen the Senna, the Viper, the Cayman, we've seen gameplay of the Sylvia, and plenty more cars that we raced against in the demo. So there's plenty more to come. I hope they do plan to release much more information during the summer period, which we're basically in right now. So I do look forward to that. I will try to bring as much information to you guys as possible, so subscribe to to have that in your box when that comes out. Hit the bell to be notified of when the video drops, and drop a like to show your support. I hope to see you guys very soon, and peace.